Hi, everybody. I think we are going to start now. Welcome to SI UK India webinar. It's great for everybody to join us today. We are now live with Lancaster University, and we are joined with Vicky, who is postgrad and recruitment officer, and Bhavana as well. They will be taking us through the webinar, and we will answer all the questions after the presentation during a Q&A session. So any questions you may have, put them in the chat box below, and Vicky and Bhavana will attend to them afterwards. So yeah, I think we'll get started. So Vicky, over to you.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm looking forward to telling you all about Lancaster University, about the management school in particular, about our courses, our scholarships, and other interesting details. So I'm just going to share my slides. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so as Hannah said, my name is Vicky Mill, and I am the postgraduate recruitment and conversion officer at Lancaster University Management School. So I'm going to start off today by telling you a little bit about Lancaster itself. So first of all, you might not know exactly where Lancaster is. That's fine. As you can see on this map, we are located in the northwest of England. We're about 1 hour from Manchester, about an hour and a half from Liverpool. And if you're going down to London on the fast train, it's just 2.5 hours. We're also just a few hours away from places like Glasgow and Edinburgh in Scotland. And we are about half an hour south of the Lake District. I don't know whether you've heard of the Lake District, but it is an area of outstanding natural beauty. So we're quite close to some major cities. We have easy access to other places around the UK. We're on a main train line. So I think that Lancaster is a great location if you're particularly an international student joining us and want to study, but also travel around and see a bit of the UK as well. The city itself, so Lancaster is a small city, okay? It is a historic city. As you can see here, we have our very own castle. We also have things like cafes, restaurants, bars, museums, theatres, parks, and lots of historical monuments. I would say, even though Lancaster is a small city, it's very vibrant and there is always lots to do. We have a significant chunk of our population as students, which means that it has quite a young and lively vibe to it. As I mentioned, we're also very well connected to other major cities, and also the city of Lancaster and the Lancaster University campus are very well connected as well, with regular buses and cycle routes. In fact, it's only about 15-20 minutes on the bus from the centre of the city to the campus. So talking of our campus, here it is. So some universities are city universities, which means that they are spread in buildings all over a city. Others are called campus universities, where everything is all in one place. And Lancaster is a campus university, as you can see. This picture might make it look like we're in the middle of nowhere, but as I just mentioned, the city is actually only 10-15 minutes away on the bus, and it's sort of behind the photographer in this picture. The campus itself, I like to say it's a little bit like a little town where everyone's a student. So you have shops, cafes, a sports centre, bars, hairdressers, a doctor's surgery, a post office. Pretty much everything you would find in a small town, you can find on campus. if you are joining us as a postgraduate student, you would be a member of graduate college. All of our students are divided into colleges, similar to houses in Harry Potter. So as a member of graduate college, if you live on campus, you would live in graduate college, which is sort of at the far end of campus from where you can see in this picture. And there are many sorts of accommodation available for postgraduate students on campus. And the postgraduate accommodation is about 5-minute walk from the management school as well, which is very convenient. So let's talk about the management school in particular. So we are a full spectrum management school. Well, what does that mean? That means that we teach a full range of business subjects, accounting and finance, economics, marketing, human resources, entrepreneurship, business analytics. We teach all of those, and we teach them at an undergraduate, a master's, and a PhD level. So today we're going to be focusing on the master's courses, though. We are also internationally well ranked. I'll tell you a little bit about our rankings in a moment. And we are also quadruple accredited. What does that mean? Well, as you can see, the logos at the bottom of my screen there. These are, the first three are various bodies who accredit business schools and MBA programs in particular. So you'll find lots of business schools will boast that they are triple accredited because they have the AACSB, the AMBER, and the EQUIS accreditations. And we have those three. But in addition to that, we have this Small Business Charter Award, which recognizes our work with small and medium-sized enterprises. So in that sense, we are actually quadruple accredited because we like to go on better. I mentioned about the rankings. Here are just a few to give you a sense. So particularly worth noting for our Masters in Marketing, the QS Business Masters rankings have put us 39th in the world, which we are really delighted about. We also score well for the Masters in Finance. We are currently 65th in the world. As you can see, 70th in the world for Masters in Management, scoring well for Masters in Business Analytics as well. The Financial Times Global Masters in Finance rankings put us 9th in the UK and joint 46th in the world for pre-experience programs, which we're really excited about as well. And I think what all of these rankings show you is that it's a reflection of the high quality of our teaching and the esteem in which the university is held. Also on the MBA front, we were ranked in the 2022 rankings very highly as well, joint 76th in the world and second in the world for value for money. And finally, first in the world for corporate strategy teaching, which we're really proud of. In case you're wondering, why aren't you showing me the rankings for 2023? So during COVID, we did not run our MBA course one year because we felt we couldn't deliver the quality that we wanted to online. So we were not in that ranking because we didn't have a cohort that year. That's why. We also sometimes get asked about accreditations. Obviously, students, when you're studying a master's degree, you want to know that the degree you're getting is going to be one that's recognized by employers and other universities. So we have a number of accreditations for various bodies. In the realm of accounting and finance, many of our courses have accreditations with ACCA and the CFA. If you're looking at the MSc Marketing, it is double accredited by both the CIM and the Digital Marketing Institute. Our Logistics and Supply Chain Management also has 2 accreditations there from the industry bodies. And the MSc Human Resource Management is accredited by the CIPD, which is, as you may know, the body that accredits human resource courses. Talking of employability, we know that for our students, getting that job after you graduate is so important. Employability and careers are at the forefront of many of our students' minds. So it's something we take very seriously. And in the management school, we have our own dedicated careers team who are there to support students who are studying a business course. And they are there to support you right from day one. In fact, sometimes they even start before day one. This year, we had one of the careers advisors who specializes in financial careers was holding webinars with our incoming students before term even started to help get them on the road to getting their graduate job. The careers team are there to offer workshops and one-to-one appointments. They have great connections with lots of the top graduate employers, both in the UK and big international companies. And often we have those employers coming to visit us either in person on campus or doing a sort of online session for our students as well. And the support that our students gain through the careers team doesn't stop when they graduate. In fact, it is a career service for life. So even 10 years after they've graduated, sometimes our students come back to the careers team, they're going for a promotion or they're thinking about making a little bit of a change with their career and they want to get some advice, and that's absolutely fine. So that's something to think about as really valuable. We often get asked what sort of careers do people go into. So I've pulled off some examples here for these are all students from India. Our student base is extremely international. Just to be clear, not all of our students are from India, but I've chosen students from India here to give you as an example. So as you can see here, we have former students who've gone on to work in companies such as Amazon, Goldman Sachs. ITV is one of the major TV channels in the UK. Asda is a major supermarket in the UK. So a couple of people have gone to work there in different roles, as you can see. People go into work as project managers, community managers, people working for Unilever, Merseyrail Electrics, and all sorts of different roles, obviously depending on the specific degree that they studied. But I think this gives you a sense of some of the employers that people go to work for. So, as I said, our community is very international. As you can see here, we have students and staff at Lancaster from more than 150 countries. Major groups out of our student cohort. India is a major source of students, but also we have students from China. We also have students from Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand. We have some from Nigeria. And also we have students from various countries in the Middle East and Europe. Sometimes we have students from like South America as well, or Australia, New Zealand. It's a little more unusual, but in any case, you will be joining a cohort that is from all over the world. We also, from the point of view of our Indian students, we have a lot of clubs and societies at Lancaster for students to join. There is an Indian society where you can meet other Indian students if you would like to. And I also mentioned here, there is also an Indian dance society if you would like to get involved in that. We also get asked a lot about the sort of value for money. We completely understand you're making a big financial commitment. You're investing your money in your education, in yourself. You want to know that you're going to get a good return on investment. Completely understand that. So here, I just wanted to tell you a little bit, again, looking at some rankings where we have been highlighted for our value for money. Both the Financial Times said that the Masters in Finance course is second in the UK for value for money. The Masters in Management course is also highlighted in terms of career progress and salary increase. We also, again, have the QS rankings, the MSc Business Analytics, the sixth in the UK, the MBA rankings, places for our value for money as well. And just to highlight as well, we are based in the northwest of England, as I said. This area has a comparatively low cost of living compared to other parts of the UK. As a general rule of thumb, within the UK, within England, the north is cheaper than the south, you will find. And the northwest of England is a fairly reasonably priced area to live in. So I'm going to move on to talk about our programs. We have a lot of programs, as you can see. I'm not going to talk in detail about them all because otherwise we'll be here for quite a long time. But as you can see, our programs cover many areas of business. They cover accounting and finance. They cover marketing, human resources, economics, business analytics, entrepreneurship. We have general business management courses. We have an MBA. So we are, as I say, a full spectrum management school covering the complete area. Okay, so I'm going to pull out a few to give you a taste, but in the chat you will find a link where you can find the details of all of our courses. So accounting and finance is a very popular area. We have a number of courses in this particular area, including the MSc Accounting and Financial Management and MSc Finance. For both of these, we would look for you to have a background in this area and the equivalent of a UK 2-1. I'll talk about what the equivalent would be for Indian students in a moment. And as I said, the accounting and finance courses, these two have this accreditation by the ACCA and the opportunity to gain CFA qualifications. We also have the investment management and financial analysis. The difference between this one and the MSc Finance is that this one is aimed maybe at people who have finished the CFA level 1 and are looking at doing CFA level 2, and it helps you to prepare for that particular course. Okay. We also have this new course, Financial Management, which is starting in 2024. So this one, the others require a UK 2-1. This one requires a 2-2, which is slightly lower. Again, I'll tell you what the equivalent is for students studying in India shortly. This course, it's a little bit less quantitative than some other MScs in finance. And really, it's looking not so much at how you do a particular technique and calculate a certain figure, and more, once you've got the figure, what do you do with it? How do you use this information in a sort of financial management context? Okay. We also have courses in marketing. We have two, in fact. So one of them, the Advanced Marketing Management, this is aimed at people who have already studied marketing in their undergraduate course or who have extensive professional experience in marketing. Okay, and then the MSc Marketing is aimed at people who have not done marketing previously, who are new to the discipline. And again, this one has a slightly lower entry requirement as well. As I mentioned before, the MSc Marketing has this double accreditation with the Chartered Institute of Marketing and the Digital Marketing Institute. And it also includes a company project that you can work with a real life company and put your marketing skills into practice. Another area we teach is economics. The MSc Economics, again, would need a 2-1, and it's available for people who already have an economics background. Usually at least 50% of your course has to be economics. And we also have this new course this year, which is MSc Economics, Finance and Data Analysis. So this one, you would still need to have some economics, including a module in econometrics, but it doesn't have to be as much as the economics degree. And as you can see, there are various core modules in things like macroeconomics, econometrics and data, financial markets, financial economics, things like that. And really, you would study modules from across the three areas of economics, finance, and data analysis. Another one of our departments is entrepreneurship and strategy, and they run two courses, one of which is MSc Innovation and Entrepreneurship. This is a very popular course. It's all about getting future entrepreneurs thinking creatively and things like that. Our students in this department work closely with our entrepreneurs in residence. The entrepreneurs in residence are real life entrepreneurs who work with students, and they do guest lectures and mentoring and networking and sharing their experiences, which is really good at giving you that real world glimpse into what it's like to be an entrepreneur. The other course is International Business and Strategy. This one requires a 2-1, and it includes a module where it's sort of like almost like a role play exercise where the students are in groups, they are all a different stakeholder, and they have to negotiate a strategy, which they find very interesting. Another popular course is MSc Business Analytics. I know it's a very popular area in India. For our MSc Business Analytics, we would look for the equivalent of a UK 2-2, and we would look for you to ideally have a numerate background, so your first degree in some sort of numerate discipline. And this course includes a 3-month client project. So again, you would be working with real companies, putting your new skills to use in the real world. Another course is Digital Business Innovation and Management, which I think might be what Bhavna is studying. So I'll pick her brains on it in a bit. But this course is really for people who are looking at technology and how the technology works within a company. There are modules in things like digital marketing, IT architecture. In the final project, you have the choice of either doing a traditional dissertation or doing a business plan, or, as we say, working with a company on a company project. Another area is human resource management. This course is accredited by the CIPD, as I mentioned. This particular one is great if you want to go into human resources working within a company. We also have another course, which is human resources and consulting, which is maybe better if you're looking at becoming an HR consultant. And then if you're looking to study something which is a bit more general rather than focusing on one particular area of business, or perhaps you don't have a business background and you want to sort of have an introduction to it, I can recommend the MSc Management. So this course, it's for people who are fairly recently graduated, they've got a degree in any discipline, equivalent of a UK 2-2. They study a bit of everything. They study accounting and finance, economics, marketing, business analytics, entrepreneurship, everything. It really does give you a nice broad introduction. It says here that it's taught in block style. Apologies, that's I think is changing, so it's going to be potentially taught in a more traditional way now, but you will study a bit of everything. And then finally, I want to talk about the Lancaster MBA. So this is a 1-year MBA program. As I said, in the 2022, we were ranked first in the world for our corporate strategy. The course, it's really aimed at professionals who already have maybe some managerial experience, some professional experience, at least 3 years, and want to take their career to the next level. So the course includes, you study all the different areas of business, but you will also be reflecting on your own experience and the experience of your classmates as well. So it's a very collaborative learning process. Also, as it says here, we have the action-based learning challenges. And that includes a consultancy challenge, business management challenge, entrepreneurial challenge, and the corporate challenge. This is where you would go and work for a major company, usually in London. You would work with them on a project, reflecting on using the knowledge you've learned during your MBA. You would work with them and present your findings to them, which is a great opportunity. Sorry, to be clear, you're not working for the company, you are sort of working with them on a project. Okay. And here's some examples of some of our recent MBA graduates. Esther went into be a senior consultant. Other students have gone into work in Accenture, Amazon, and EY. But really, our MBA students go far and wide, and they go into all sorts of different careers. So let's talk about how to apply, what the entry requirements are, and scholarships. So I recommend having a look at the website to find out the exact entry requirements for the course that you're interested in. If they are looking for a 2-1 UK degree, typically for students from India, we would look for a bachelor's degree of at least 3 years, with usually 60% from a recognized university. Please be aware this might vary depending on the university that you studied at. So if you studied at the top university in India, then we would look for 60%. If you studied at a university which maybe wasn't quite so highly ranked, we might look for a higher percent. Okay. And then for any of the courses that require a 2-2, again, the same 3 years, 55%, but depending on your university. Okay. And as I say, please do check the website, because sometimes courses need you to have a first degree in a particular subject area. Okay. We would also need you to demonstrate your English language proficiency. Many students do the IELTS. However, for students from India, we are able to accept the standard 12 English if you achieved 80% or above. That is assuming that you have done the standard 12 within the past 10 years. If it's been longer than 10 years, you might need to do an English language interview or IELTS or something like that. Okay, so if you're in doubt, please get in touch and we can clarify for you. We also accept other English tests other than the IELTS as well. There's a list on the website of all the ones that we accept. How to apply? Well, applications are now open for 2024 entry. There are various ways to apply. You can apply online, or you can go through an approved representative such as SI UK, and your SI UK agent will be able to talk you through the process and offer you help and guidance. To make an application, you will need a CV, a personal statement where you talk about why you are interested in the course and why you think you would be a good choice for this course, your transcripts from your previous degree, any proof of English language tests, and a reference. One reference, usually 2 for the MBA. You do not need to have met the conditions or the entry requirements when you make your application. If you're still finishing off your undergraduate degree, for example, you don't need to wait until you've finished. You can apply now, and if it looks like you're going to meet the requirements, then we might make you a conditional offer. Okay. Scholarships, we often get asked about. So we have generous scholarships for our students. There are a number of scholarships here. To make you aware, if you're applying for a master's scholarship, if you're an international student, there are a number of scholarships here. Some of them, let me start again. The scholarships are based on your academic rates and the price of the course. So if you are applying for one of the more expensive master's programs and you achieved a top degree in your undergraduate, the equivalent to a UK first, you could get up to £13,300 worth of scholarship. That's between the 5,000 from the Lancaster Global Scholarship and the 8,300 from the Management School Master's Scholarship. Okay. We also have separately, for students who are considering the MBA, we have the MBA scholarship, and that is up to £16,000. In that case, it is based on an interview that you have as part of the process. I don't know whether there are any former Lancaster students here, but we also have the alumni scholarship as well. And the thing to bear in mind for all of these scholarships is that you are considered automatically. So when you make your application for a master's program or an MBA, we will automatically, as well as considering you for the course, we will automatically think about what scholarships you will be eligible for. So you don't need to submit a separate application about scholarships. Okay? Right. At this point, I think I've been talking enough, so I'm going to hand over to Bhavna now. Bhavna is one of our current students, and she's going to talk a little bit about what it's like to study at Lancaster. Over to you, Bhavna.
Thank you. So I'm Bhavna, current student at Lancaster University, and I'm here to share my journey and insights into key aspects of life here, that is like including academics, careers, and what it is like when you arrive here. So let me start off with academic support. So I won't be wrong in saying that at Lancaster, your academic journey definitely receives a tailored support from the learning and development team. So they offer quite a few workshops, online resources, and also individual consultations to help us hone our essential skills, like writing, academic writing to be precise, including essay writing and dissertation and the report writing. So, like back in India, the way we academically assist is different. So, the learning and development team ensures that we are acquainted and familiarized with the essential skills. So yes, it's quite helpful that way, and yeah, and also if you are an international student, then there is always a language support which is available. It ensures that we thrive in an English speaking environment. Yeah, I mean, we most of us generally carry our academics in English, but obviously, since it's not an English native language, there is a team which is there to ensure that that yes, we are able to thrive here. Yeah. And moving on to the lectures and the professors. So let me give you a glimpse of it. So I would say it's all very engaging, and the focus is always on collaborative learning. So we can always expect classes and workshops, which is packed with teamwork, discussions, and problem solving. So we can think of it as learning alongside friends. So not just from textbooks. And this interactive approach kind of makes learning dynamic and enjoyable. Now that I spoke about like the online resources and lectures and how interactive it is, let me also talk about the library, which is a vital part of our academic journey. So the library is open 24 by 7, and it offers a variety of study spaces which suits our preferences. So like whether if you prefer quiet zones for focused on or if you are someone who needs to have like who need to collaborate for your group projects, so there would be group areas as well. So you would find your perfect spot. I have found mine, I would say. um, and the library also has an extensive collection of physical and digital resources which are accessible through user-friendly one search engine. It's quite user-friendly, I would say. Uh, Let me move on to the careers here. So there is a dedicated careers and employability service which offers comprehensive guidance on everything, like right from exploring career options to mastering interview skills or like tailoring CVs to each applications. And also there are a lot of opportunities to network with the industry professionals because as mentioned earlier, there are like entrepreneurs in residence and business leaders who help you with mentorship and guidance. And there are also, besides this, there are also a lot of career fairs which provide like access to a lot of networking, and also you can unlock internship opportunities and career opportunities through these uh, career fairs. I'd say, and there are faculties also, they also help quite a lot with this, you can seek their guidance and mentorship as well, and they would be more than willing to help you out and navigate through this process. Now that I've spoken about the academics and career, let me also talk about how it was like when I arrived here. So it was quite warm and welcoming. So there were friendly student ambassadors who greeted me at the airport, and they were there to answer all my questions, and they helped me navigate at the airport. And there was a university shuttle service which was there to take me directly from the airport to campus, and that eliminated my travel stress. I didn't have to plan it earlier. And yeah, and when I arrived here, there was a welcome week, a full week, which is vibrant introduction to university life. It was filled with events, activities, and opportunities, which helped me connecting with the fellow students. So there was numerous social gatherings, and we enjoyed that week quite a lot as we took a campus tour. And so I would say it's a perfect way to settle in and build those lasting friendships. And post the welcome week, there was also an orientation. Next week was of orientation sessions. So that equipped me with everything I needed to know about the university resources, academic expectations, and campus facilities. So they sure that I start my academic journey feeling well informed and prepared. Otherwise, I would be just lost finding this all out on my own. So I'd say that yeah, settling in was made easy with these welcome week and the orientation programs, and there were friendly people all around to help me navigate through it. At the end, what I would like to say is that yes, Lancaster challenged me both academically and professionally, but it was in the best possible way. So now I feel I would say I'm more confident and independent so that I can navigate through my further journey confidently. Yeah, thank you very much. This was all about my experience.
Thank you, Bhavna. Okay, we're going to open the floor to questions now, whether you have any questions for me or for Bhavna. Just to finish off, if you do have any questions or you'd like any more information, you can find more on our website, which you can see here, or you can contact us via the short web form that you will find at the web address here, and which is also being shared in the chat. Does anybody have any questions?
Brilliant. What I'll do is there's a couple of questions that have appeared, so I'll just read a couple out.
Great.
From what I can see, there's quite a lot of course specific questions that have come up. So I'm just going to let students know that I encourage you to either reach out to Vicky or one of our consultants directly, as they can advise you a bit further on those specifics. But I'll read out some more general questions now. So one question we have got here is, so what is the average salary that we can expect after completing a master's in management?
That's a good question. I don't have the specifics here at the moment. However, if that person would like to contact us, I would be happy to find out and let them know. But what I will say is that it's been shown that doing a master's degree does increase the average starting salary that you can command compared to if you just do a bachelor's degree.
Brilliant, thank you. So second question I can see on here. So is work experience mandatory for a master's?
No. Other than the MBA, which has the requirement for 3 years of professional or managerial work experience, all of our other courses do not have a specific work experience requirement. In fact, the MSc management actually has the requirement that you have no more than 2 years of work experience. If you have more than that, you would not be eligible for the course. It is designed for people who have just entered the workforce or just graduated. But generally, I would say no, you don't need work experience. If you do have some work experience in a particular area, see, that's great, but it's not a requirement usually.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I can see here a question regarding employability rate. So what is the average employability rate for postgraduates?
So again, I don't have that stat to hand. However, if that person would like to email us, I would be happy to look it up and find out. In fact, if you can move on to the next question, I will see if I can find a statistic for you while maybe Bhavna answers the next question.
No worries. So another one here is what is the application fee for any program offered by Lancaster University?
Okay, so the application fee is £40.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you. And another one that's just popped up is does Lancaster follow a 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. model of teaching at the campus?
Do you mean well, it depends what exactly the person means. Our lectures will be Monday to Friday, and they will usually be between 9 and I think the latest it can be is 7. However, you would not be having lectures constantly during that time. The lectures will be spread out at various times. Different courses have different amounts of contact time. However, what I would recommend is that you think of your master's degree as being like a full-time job. So even if, Bhavna, how many hours of lectures would you say you have currently?
So Vicky, I would say it varies a lot. So in the first term, we had a different timetable. When the Lent term, our timetable changed. So but on an average, I could say that probably 2 to 3 classes would be there in a day. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can only give, because it changes a lot.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what I would say is that even if you only have 2 or 3 classes per day, that doesn't mean that you're not studying outside of class. You would also have independent study and group projects and assignments and things like that. So I recommend that you um, think of your degree as a full-time job, and that is more or less the amount of studying you will need to do each week. I hope that helps.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think you covered all bases there. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. So we have got a couple of other questions, but they are very specific to the individual circumstance and a specific course. Vicky, do you want to take some time to answer these now, or would you prefer for viewers to email either yourself or one of our consultants directly for a more specific answer?
I would say that everyone is welcome to contact me for a more detailed answer. However, we have a little time now, so you can ask if it's very specific. We might need to go away and think about the answer, but depending on what it is, if you
Okay.
ask us a couple now, then I'm happy with that.
Okay, no worries. Let me just have a quick look and see what we can explore. Okay, so this gentleman has already completed a master's in applied economics, and he's asking whether he can apply for the master's in economics, finance, and data analysis, or the master's in money, banking, and finance.
Okay. I think my question for him would be, if he's already completed a master's, why is he has he considered maybe doing a PhD or something like that instead, or is he not thinking about that? I suppose he's welcome to apply for another master's. The issue that he might face possibly is in terms of visas, because if you've already done a master's degree in, say, economics, and then you're coming to do another master's degree in economics, that sometimes can cause some issues. But however, as I say, it's difficult to say without having a proper chat with this person. If you would like to contact us, and then we can look at it for him and give him a fuller answer, and talk to the program director as well. Okay.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, that sounds good. Thank you for sharing that. So just having a look through here. So a gentleman here is saying that he has 2 years of sales experience. So what program would be more suited to him?
Okay, well, I mean, if he is looking at staying in the area of sales, then something like marketing could be interesting for him. If he's going to have about 2 years by the time the course starts, maybe something like MSc management. When he says sales, is he working for a large company, or is he interested in sort of doing sales for himself, something more entrepreneurial? In that case, something like innovation and entrepreneurship might be interesting. I would say that there are a number of options that he could explore, really.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, and I encourage for the viewer that's asked that question, do reach out to one of our consultants or Vicky directly. On that, do you have a direct email address that that people can then contact you?
Well, if you contact us through the form, and either it will be me or one of my colleagues will pick up the email, and we're pretty quick at getting back to people. So I recommend filling in that form. I'll share it again if you like.
Brilliant. Yeah, best lad.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question here is that a potential is married and is asking whether he could take his wife along with him for postgraduate study.
Right. So, as I'm sure lots of people have heard, there's been some changes to the visa rules for this year coming up. Whereas in the past, you could bring dependents with you. Now, for some courses, you can't. As it stands, I believe that the rules say that if you're doing a research course, then you can still bring dependents, but not if you're doing a taught course. So something like a PhD or an MRes would be okay, but not an MSc. However, I encourage this person to go and look on the UK government website to find out full details. I am not a visa advisor, so please do not take my word as gospel on this. It's best to check with the UK government. In fact, let me dig out the link and share that as well.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you for sharing that. So I believe we've only got sort of one more question to address. This guy wants to do a master's in economics, finance, and data analysis, and is asking, do applicants need to have prior knowledge of data analytics in any capacity prior to applying for it?
Not really. So the entry requirements require you to have equivalent to a 2-1 and to have some knowledge of economics. But it is, I think, somewhere they will accept like 25% of your course being economics. Let me just double check that. Yeah. So economics or a related subject, at least 20-25% of economics, you must have done something, a module in econometrics. But there is no requirement for you to have done data analysis before in that sense.
Okay. So yeah, I believe we've covered all of the questions.
Right.
Do you guys want to share any final words?
Bhavna, would you like to share any final advice to our possible new students?
Yeah, sure. So I would like to say that, yeah, in the beginning, it might be a little lot to figure out. But if you decide to be here, what I can say is the people over here are very friendly, chatty, and they can help you with like all your questions. So that is something which I have experienced. That yeah, I was a little apprehensive to ask questions in the beginning, but when I found out that people are willing to go to good extent to help you out from certain like situations, so that gave me a lot of confidence, and that gave me comfort that okay, even if you're living in a different country altogether, it's not that you just are homesick or keep missing home, because you can build another home here. So yeah, that's my experience. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Okay, well, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing sort of your experience and your time today, as well as yours, Vicky. It's been great to hear a little bit more about what you guys offer, and everybody that's attended, just a massive thank you for your time today. If anybody does have any further questions, then feel free to either contact one of our consultants or Vicky via the link that she's just provided. Yeah, for any more updates, do follow us on our social media handles. But yeah, until then, take good care, and thank you both for our hosts for your time.
Thank you for having us.
Brilliant. All right. Bye bye.
Thank you.